Under Martin O'Neill, Leicester City had made a bright start to life in their first season of Premier League football. But the big tests keep on coming at the highest level, and Arsene Wenger's Arsenal were the opposition at Filbert Street in late August 1997. It was Wenger's first full season in charge of the Gunners, and after guiding the club to third place, he was looking to continue the upward curve. Leicester were providing stiff opposition for the Premier League big boys, though. Martin O'Neill had gathered together a combative side, spearheaded by an emerging star, Emile Heskey, who was expected to provide the main threat to David Seaman's goal. There was a new look to the midfield, where summer signings Patrick Vieira and Emmanuel Petit took charge in the centre. How would the Frenchman fare in the English game? Your match commentator is John Champion.
Two of the unbeaten sides remaining in the English Premier League, both with 7 points from their opening 3 fixtures, 2 wins and a draw. Both very encouraged by the way they've opened the season, particularly in the case of Leicester, whose wins have come against Aston Villa and Liverpool, and then a goalless draw at Old Trafford. They'd expected to have rather fewer points than this, 3 games into the campaign. Here's Robbie Savage. And now Spencer Pryor. Matt Elliott. As usual, 3 central defenders utilised by Martin O'Neill today. The shape that has served Leicester so well in recent seasons. And Winterburn leaving the ball for Seaman. Martin O'Neill replaced Mark McGee some 20 months ago now. Heskey's header. Here's Claridge. Now Guppy. Claridge. And Heskey lunged at the ball but couldn't quite make meaningful contact. It's a bright opening from Leicester. Steve Guppy always wants to cross with his left. The trickery of Claridge nearly producing something. Grimondi. Overmars pursuing the ball into the corner. Arsene Wenger in his first full season in charge. Here's Bergkamp. Oh, that is special! Dennis Bergkamp with a touch of true class to fire Arsenal in front here at Filbert Street. Seemed so little on when he received possession. Bang, with power and accuracy past Casey Keller. Guppy. It's rough on Leicester to find themselves a goal down, having contributed plenty to the opening skirmishes of this game. And that's how it is when you face Arsenal. Winterburn. Right. Taking on Pontus Cormark. Not getting the better of the Swede. Poor clearance. Overmars. And now Wright. And Leicester fortunate to get away with it. Arsenal will carve out their own opportunities without being presented with chances. Martin O'Neill's managerial apprenticeship at Wycombe and then Norwich has served him well. Guppy. Raimondi pursued by Heskey, who's got the better of him! But couldn't find a finish. Very powerful, the Leicester teenager. Right. Winterburn. Arsenal managed to do the double over Leicester last season with a pair of 2-0 wins. Bergkamp with a penalty and Ian Wright scoring here at Filbert Street. Vieira. Tried to shrug off Lennon. And then Muzzy Izzet got back and made the challenge, and Vieira stayed down. Arsenal play on. Here's Bergkamp. Vieira still down. And then the shot high and wide from Ian Wright, who, having missed, makes the point to the referee that he feels Vieira was fouled by Muzzy Izzet. Sliding in very late on Izzet, and that's retribution for what Arsenal perceived as the earlier foul on Vieira by Izzet, and it's going to cost Ray Parlour a yellow card. It's premeditated. Lennon. Vieira. The ball for Savage. And here's Izzet, and then Elliott, and they may wish it had fallen to someone other than the burly centre-back, whose goal-scoring record is impressive, but they mostly come with his head, not from 20 yards. Darkness falling overhead. It's a good atmosphere for night games at Filbert Street. Here's Claridge. Guppy. And Claridge was fouled there. And he may be a ragamuffin of a striker with a string of clubs, but he's a player who demands respect. Guppy. Header under pressure from Vieira. There's Izzet. And again, Patrick Vieira. Savage. And Dixon tangling with Heskey. No whistle. Elliott couldn't turn on it. And Dixon immediately up and furious with referee Barber, because Heskey had hold of him on a couple of occasions and still no free kick was given. Parlour. Steve Walsh will accept the throw. It's a horrible miscue. Elliott. Savage can't prevent the throw to Arsenal. Vieira. Good ball for Parlour. Stretching Leicester now. Ray Parlour to the byline, and Spencer Pryor was in the way. Arsenal settled for a corner. Petit, swing and a miss. Winterburn. And Bergkamp. He does strike the ball so sweetly. It's a mystery as to why he wasn't more of a success in Italy. 52 games and only 11 goals for Inter. But he has to be one of Europe's top footballers. And indeed that shot, the final contribution from Bergkamp to the first half. Arsenal leading at the break through Bergkamp's spectacular goal. Leicester with the words of Martin O'Neill still ringing in their ears. O'Neill, one of the great motivators in the English game at the moment. And very rarely does he not get a response from his players. Arsene Wenger, flanked by Pat Rice and his long-serving kitman, Vic Akers. Parlour. Bergkamp. That's in for Wright. Well, a prolific scorer he may be, but it's the sort of difficult technical volley that the provider, Dennis Bergkamp, is the master of. Elliott. Leicester, who have the enticing prospect of UEFA Cup football before long. Atletico Madrid are due here next month. World stars like Christian Vieri and the Brazilian Juninho, and all thanks to that League Cup win over Middlesbrough in the replay of the final at Hillsborough. These are heady days for Leicester, but at the moment they're being given something of a lesson by Arsenal. Here's Savage. And Walsh's knockdown didn't quite fall for Claridge. Right. Is it? Now Lennon. Free kick is Arsenal's. Dixon's struggling to contain the 19-year-old Heskey. Overmars. Winterburn. Vieira. Bergkamp. The clearance was by Cormac. Ray Parlour. Let's fly, and it's helped on its way by Casey Keller. There is a criticism about Ray Parlour's game. It is that he should score far more goals. Savage. Dixon. Still, Arsenal can't manage to find this second goal. And whilst it remains at 1-0, Leicester continue to be a danger. Parlour. Vieira. Oh, here's Bergkamp in space. Chance for Bergkamp. It's 2. Smooth as you like, albeit aided by a deflection off the goalkeeper. And Dennis Bergkamp has a brace. Arsenal lead 2-0. And it was the way in which he made the run to create space, and then he rode his luck as the ball took an arcing deflection off Casey Keller. Leicester have not played badly by any means, but Arsenal have been supreme. Here's Overmars, bearing down on Cormac, and still going. Following Arsenal on their travels is becoming quite a fun thing to do. 1-1 draw at Leeds this season, and their only previous away game. Home victories over Coventry and over Southampton. Here's Heskey, and a free header, but Guppy couldn't get to it because Dixon threw himself into the path of the ball and did enough to put Steve Guppy off. It's a super cross from Heskey, demanding a finish, and what brave defending. Given away to Petit, likewise to Lennon. Savage. Petit striding in. Bergkamp releasing Ian Wright, and Leicester exposed once more. And Wright's ball in is fielded by a grateful Keller. It was just as well because Overmars was right behind him. Arsene Wenger, the man who took Monaco to a Champions League semi-final, watching on as Leicester make changes. Gary Parker, an important cog in the midfield wheel. Bergkamp for Wright, and Ian Wright could have finished it there and then. Was very close to Casey Keller's post. Guppy. Now possibilities. And Cotti. Cleared out to Parlour. And whatever Leicester try, it's not coming off. They've had plenty of possession. They've done plenty of good things in this game. Fenton. Now Cottee. Flag up on this near side. The whistle has gone for an offside. Tony Cottee's arrival as a substitute has added some zest, and that's what Arsenal are looking for now, by replacing Ian Wright with the young Frenchman Nicola Anelka. Bergkamp loves to drop deep to receive the ball. It's very difficult for the opposition to counter who should go with him. Here's Parker. Lennon. Fenton. Just too strong for Cottee. No two encouraging signs for O'Neill and John Robertson. Stephen Hughes. Winterburn. Petit. Hughes. And Petit goes on his outside. Bold. Shanked straight into touch. 34 now, Steve Bold. Parker. Heskey goes in, and Heskey has pulled one back for Leicester. And it's the very least that he and they deserve. Because he has given the Arsenal back four the runaround, and not many strikers managed to do that. And finally, he's got his reward. Cross comes Bold. And there's a belief around Filbert Street now, from manager to player to spectator, ball boys, club officials, that Leicester can get something from this contest. Double-decker stand behind that right-hand goal, trying to suck the ball towards them. Cormack, header out by Petit. It's rather scuffed by Elliott. Couple of minutes to play, plus stoppage time. Walsh. And now Manu Petit. And off goes Anelka, who is very, very quick. But unable to beat Casey Keller. Heskey. Here comes Guppy. Two waiting. And Winterburn nods behind, safety first. Leicester sense something. Possibility of a point. There's Walsh! Well, they are always dangerous from set pieces. But it's whether they've got time. Elliott. Walsh now playing as an auxiliary centre forward. Dixon in ahead of Guppy. And the ball sent spinning in the direction of Leicester Royal Infirmary. Have to send for another. That's how close we are to the end. That's how close Leicester are to securing something. Cottee! It's another Leicester corner. And Arsenal's much vaunted defence is being given a very thorough examination. Parker. Not what he wanted, not what Leicester wanted. Instead of a corner, this time it's a throw. Taken by Gary Parker. Guppy. Parker, four waiting in blue. There's Walsh, appeals for handball. Waved away by referee Graham Barber. Leicester thought they had a good case. But here's Hughes on the counter for Arsenal. Won by Cormack. We're into stoppage time now. And here's Heskey. Held up by Grimondi. And the corner count continues to rise. Plenty of anxious faces. Plenty of expectations still. As Guppy tees up the set piece. Elliott challenging with Vieira. Lennon, and then Petit away. 90 minutes on everyone's watch now. And it comes for Matt Elliott. And Elliott scored! At last, Leicester are on terms. Through sheer self-belief and persistence. And it's the no-nonsense centre-half, Matt Elliott, who squeezed the ball via a deflection into the bottom corner. 2-2. What a comeback by Leicester. And still we play on. Anelka. Half stop by Pryor. And Leicester sense they might win it now. It's been a sterling effort by the home side. Vieira. Petit. Now David Platt. And Platt in for Bergkamp. And Dennis Bergkamp! What a goal! What a fabulous goal! Fit to win any game from Dennis Bergkamp. And he has a hat-trick. And Arsenal surely have their 3 points now. The ball played in by David Platt. One exquisite touch to control, another to beat the defender, a third to set himself, and a fourth to score. "93 minutes have been played. And there cannot be very much more. Dennis Bergkamp, the scorer of a quite wonderful hat-trick. Forward by Keller. And it is a huge ask of Leicester now, having come from 2 behind to 2-2, and then had their point so spectacularly, so brilliantly whisked away from them by Dennis Bergkamp. Final minute of stoppage time. One more drink of water on the bench. Deep breaths all around Filbert Street. And it's a Leicester corner. Martin O'Neill wishes he was still playing. Gary Parker to take. Steve Walsh goes up. There's Pryor. There's Walsh! It's simply unbelievable! You could watch football for 50 years and never see a finish like this. Steve Walsh, Leicester's captain fantastic, makes it 3 goals apiece. And given what both teams have contributed to this game, who can argue? Quite thrilling. 4 goals in the last 6 minutes, 3 of them coming in stoppage time. Dixon for Platt. Referee blows, the points are shared, and it's a game that will live long in the memory of everyone who's been privileged enough to be part of this Filbert Street crowd. Wonderful entertainment. 1 or 2 recriminations out there from Arsenal, who have twice been pegged back. Once from 2-0 up, once from 3-2. But who can argue with the spirit shown by Leicester City to come back and share the spoils after a classic finish to a wonderful game?
A fantastic game which underlined both Arsenal's emerging quality and Leicester's never-say-die attitude. By the end of the season, both styles were rewarded as the Foxes battled their way to a creditable 10th place and Arsenal became champions. Oh, and by the way, those Arsenal new boys, Emmanuel Petit and Patrick Vieira, finished the season as world champions with France.